Got another barn find here. It's a Trek 400 Elance, or Elance, since the accent's on the E. Yeah, whatever that means. It's a 1987, and it's in remarkably good condition. So, interestingly, it came with flat bars on it that the original owner had switched to. But fortunately, they still had the original drop bars, so I've just switched those back, and I'll insert some photos here to show you what that was like. Now, it's got Reynolds 531 tubing, which is chromoly. You know, that's about as light as we could get back in those days, you know, for a reasonably priced bike. Has Shimano brakes and shifters and derailleurs. Uh, super skinny tires. Look at that. They are, oh, what is it? 700 by 25, well, 25, so millimeters. So super skinny tires, which back in those days, you know, we thought was the greatest thing because that meant less rolling resistance, right? The classic Laprade seat post, which, you know, they aren't that great, but much better than the really old school steel seat post with the, you know, with the bolt and two nuts on the end and super heavy steel stuff. Glad to get rid of that. It's got 2x6 transmission. It shifts beautifully. Incredibly, it's got index shifting on the down tube. And they didn't make bikes like this for very long, I don't believe. You know, right after they, you know, came up with the idea of drifters, then that went away. But it is index shifting, and it works great. Came with this little Avocet computer. You know, I transferred it onto this set of handlebars because, you know, who knows, the next owner may want it or not. They can take it off if they want. The toe clips and straps, like we used to enjoy back in those days, before cleats became really widespread. And I really don't enjoy toe clips anymore, but I left them on there. Original wheels. Interesting. We got these Maillard 600 hubs made in France, which, you know, so we got French hubs, but almost all the other components are, you know, Japanese. So Shimano stuff. And yet Trek is, well, or was, made in the USA, so it's an international bike, I guess you'd say. It's a really small frame, really much too small for me, but for a tiny person, it'll work great. It's an easy restoration, really hardly a scratch on it. There were a few little dings that I put the touch-up paint on, and I can't even find them now. One reason I can tell that it's a 1987 is that is the only year they made this red fade to black color scheme, which really is pretty nice. I like it. It's an attractive look. Otherwise, it's pretty similar to the previous and following years. All right, so that's the Trek 400 Elance. You know, wasn't ridden much, probably stored in the barn for a long time. Wasn't really very dusty though, so it had to be a great environment that it was kept in. So let's be thankful for that.